Louder Than Life, September 22nd through the 25th in Louisville, Kentucky, featuring Nine Inch Nails, Slipknot, Kiss, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, plus more than 70 incredible bands. Tickets are going fast. Get them now and learn everything you need to know about Louder Than Life at the link in the description. Slipknot have been working diligently on a new album, and the anticipation for that record continues to build. The last 3 of 5 Slipknot records have released during the month of August, and it seems like that could also happen with this album after comments made by Corey Taylor on stage during a recent performance in Illinois on the Knotfest Roadshow. We last heard new music from the band last year when the group released their single, The Chapeltown Rag, and Corey Taylor told fans from the stage, "I'm going to start some shit by telling you that probably within the next month, you will probably hear some new fucking Slipknot shit." During every recent Knotfest show, Corey has offered some approximate variation of this release window, so you can count on it. We are going to get Slipknot music in the very near future, and if a single does come out in the next few weeks, that could definitely put the album around that August release window.
Now, we don't have an exact date on it, but I'm here to tell you, you're not going to be waiting very, very fucking long. Goddammit, I promise you, you will have new fucking Slipknot music very fucking soon. However, seeing as we're fucking family here, we're fucking family in Ohio, right? We're fucking family here. We figured, since we're here, we would give you just a piece. Would you like a fucking piece of that new fucking album?
He then goes on to play the Chapeltown Rag, and, well, that settles that. We know that that song will, in fact, be on this new record. This record will be the follow-up to Slipknot's beloved album, We Are Not Your Kind, from 2019. Early last month, Corey gave an update on the record saying, quote, "We don't have a hard date yet because we're lazy and we're still mixing the damn thing. I can tell you it's completely recorded and we're about halfway through mixing it. So to me, I would say probably 2 or 3 months from now. That's my ballpark. I'm hoping. I'm going to push to get it out then, maybe summertime, sometime." So much to be excited for from Slipknot fans. If the band hasn't come to a city near you yet, you can bet they will be doing so shortly after this new record comes out. The band is going to tour in support of it, and you can expect more world-class performances from Slipknot. We'll keep you posted. Kiss has been accused of lip-syncing live on stage after an incident in Belgium on Monday, which left a number of fans scratching their head and claiming the band is using pre-recorded tracks during their show. The band opened their set with Detroit Rock City, something they've done for a number of years, and there apparently was a small issue with drummer Eric Singer where it threw off the timing of the song. You can see vocalist Paul Stanley stepped away from the mic, but there are his vocals clearly coming through the speakers to the crowd. You can hear Paul's vocals. Everybody's going to leave their seat playing to the crowd. Of course, no doubt about it, Kiss puts on a world-class performance. They are one of the greatest bands of all time, without a doubt, but there have been a number of questions whether or not the band is using backing tracks or whether or not they're using pre-recorded vocals entirely and miming to the music. In the past, Motley Crue bassist Nikki Sixx wrote on Twitter, quote, "Certain bands out on the road right now putting other bands down and saying they are the real rock band, no background singers and other old people cranky comments except his lead vocals are on tape. People in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. Many people assumed that he was referring to the band Kiss." In the past, Gene Simmons, during an interview, slammed bands that allegedly use backing tracks. He said, quote, "I have a problem when you charge $100 to see a live show and the artist uses backing tracks. It's like the ingredients in food. If the first ingredient on the label is sugar, that's at least honest. It should be on every ticket. You're paying 130 to 50% of the show is on backing tracks, and they'll sing sometimes they'll lip sync. At least be honest. It's not about backing tracks. It's about dishonesty. So we know that Gene Simmons does not like lip syncing. We will let you know if the band has any response to this, whether or not they are lip syncing. Again, a number of fans feel like they are, but we will have to wait and see. There is a big, intense debate about whether or not bands should be using backing tracks of any kind, whether or not they should be lip syncing. We can't say definitively what is going on here with Kiss, but we will let you know if the band has any response to this controversy. Legendary Motorhead frontman Lemmy Kilmister was known for having a massive collection of war memorabilia, including that from Nazi Germany in World War II. Now, Lemmy has been accused in the past of being a Nazi sympathizer for having that collection. Of course, one could make the same argument about museums that collect memorabilia, and now Motorhead guitarist Phil Campbell has weighed in to defend his late bandmate. It all started when a fan of Motorhead from South America said, quote, "Although he had his Nazi tendency, he has always seemed to me to be the best rocker in history. Of course, after Hendrix, whose assistant he was at concerts." Motorhead guitarist Phil Campbell weighed in on the claim, adding, quote, "FYI, Lemmy did not have any Nazi tendencies. He was a historian." One of Lemmy's past collaborators, Slim Jim Phantom of the Stray Cats, added, quote, "Phil Campbell is 100% correct, and I will vouch for this true statement all day long." Campbell responded, adding, "Thanks, Jim. We should know." In 2009, Lemmy said during an interview, quote, "I only collect the stuff. I didn't collect the ideas. I've always liked a good uniform. Throughout history, it's always been the bad guy who dressed the best. Napoleon, the Confederates, the Nazis. If England had a good uniform, I'd collect ours as well. But what does the British Army have? Khaki." In a different interview with Classic Rock, he was asked about being called racist because of that collection. He said, quote, "If I was a university professor teaching it as a degree, I wouldn't get that. I dislike religion quite intensely, actually. It's been the cause of all the grief in the world ever since they discovered the first stone to worship. I mean, Nazism and communism are religions too. Make no mistake, with Hitler and Stalin as God, right? It's the same thing." Pretty much everyone out there in the comments from what I've seen agrees that Lemmy was not a Nazi sympathizer, but again, he had a collection of war memorabilia. Let's not tarnish a man's name who has had a stellar reputation throughout his career, who was a good man and a legendary musician. Legendary Black Sabbath frontman Ozzy Osbourne reportedly will undergo a major operation, which his wife Sharon Osbourne says will determine the rest of his life. Sharon revealed the news on her UK show The Talk Wednesday night, June 8th, that she would unfortunately have to travel to the US to be with 73-year-old Ozzy Osbourne during this procedure. Her co-host Vanessa Feltz said, "I'm sorry to hear that Ozzy has a big operation coming up as well." Sharon said, "He has a very major operation on Monday." She added, "I have to be there, and it's really going to determine the rest of his life." She went on stating, "My son is also going to have a daughter in about 3 weeks, and also it's our 40th anniversary on July 1. Sharon was asked if they have any upcoming plans to celebrate that occasion. She responded stating, "I don't know yet. It depends on everything with Ozzy." Ozzy spoke to Classic Rock in an interview last month stating he was, quote, "Waiting on some more surgery on his neck. I can't walk properly these days. I have physical therapy every morning. I am somewhat better, but nowhere near as much as I want to be to go back on the road." At that time, Ozzy was asked if he thinks about his own mortality. He added, quote, "At fucking 73, I've done pretty well. I don't plan on going anywhere, but my time's going to come." Ozzy also recently finished up work on his latest album, which is believed to be releasing later on this year. Ozzy has been dealing with a number of serious health issues. He's been hospitalized a number of times in the last few years, one from a major fall. He also reportedly has been battling Parkinson's disease, and has been dealing with rehabilitation issues from that in England. We obviously have Ozzy Osbourne in our thoughts and prayers while he undergoes this procedure. We want him to come out of this better and hopefully see major improvements from this procedure in his mobility. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future stories. Check out the recommended videos on your screen and visit rockfeed.net for more.